Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Whimm podcast. I'm your host, Matt, here with my co-host and brother, Ian. Ian, how you doing today?
I'm good, Matthew. I'm pretty good. I'm really good. Kind of
good.
feeling rushed, but other than that, that's okay.
Yeah, that intro felt a little rushed, too. I kind of picked up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a speedrun episode, guys. Listen to this one at like 0.75 times speed.
Yeah, if you want a normal episode, you got to listen to this at 0.75 times speed.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm doing okay. It's just like a matter of like, it feels like we have to get this podcast done in like real quick time.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit my fault.
It's fine.
It's actually all my fault, but that's okay.
That's fine. As long as the time's there.
Yes. No, we got the time for a full episode, so don't worry about that, guys. You're gonna get your normal content. I know you guys are all breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, you were wondering if you were gonna get the actual content today.
Yeah. How you doing?
Because I'm doing well. Let's just get right into the first topic. We won't sugarcoat anything. We'll talk about
This is probably why you're good, right?
What? Oh, I was going to talk about Dababy. That's no.
I thought we were talking about Kanye. I thought we were talking about Kanye
Well, we can talk about Kanye first then.
Let's do it. You're the host.
We'll just make it a rap section. So, Donda by Kanye West, his newest album, has been announced. And as of right now, it's not out, but it's supposed to be out at midnight tonight.
More like Donde, right?
Donde,
Is that a joke that's been made?
Probably, but it's probably not gotten any traction because the
it.
Kanye community would not respond to that.
Why not? That's funny.
They'd respond to a picture of Kanye that said Donde.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, you know more about the Kanye community than I do.
All you need is a picture of Kanye on the subreddit, and they'll
like
go
at
crazy.
least 100 of those.
Yeah. Like there was a picture recently that was, you know how they do like the split in half posts where they post two posts and they grow together.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the same, it's like one image split in half.
Sure.
It was just a picture of Kanye. And the caption was Kanye on both, and it got 7,000 upvotes each.
Wow, good for that.
Yeah, it's like just because the album's coming out, it starts to revitalize. Like people were posting.
They're looking on it.
Yeah, they were posting that there were going to be a Nav subreddit if Kanye didn't drop the album, which they did for one of his last projects he didn't release. I think it was Yandi.
Yeah.
When he didn't release that, they made it a Hannibal Buress subreddit, which was great because they literally made it for like 6 months. It was a Hannibal Buress subreddit.
They look kind of similar. Is that the reason, or? Yeah.
I probably.
Yeah.
Nav kind of looks similar too. But not super similar. He's a little bigger. But the whole charade behind this whole thing, like him living in the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
That's weird.
So funny. Have you seen the room?
Yeah, it looks like a prison cell, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's no windows. It looks like a locker room that was shrunk down.
Like you'd imagine like a studio. I mean, I guess he has a studio there.
There are pictures of him, like one of his producers in a chair next to him, like in the corner. And then he's on his bed just with a microphone like this. It literally looks like this setup we have. And it looks like he's recording the album. And everyone's like, it's not dropping.
He's just like us, yeah. I think it's going to come out in like 2 years, like at this rate.
And apparently, he's walking out into like random events that are happening there.
Yeah, there's a soccer
just walking
game there.
around.
Yeah.
And he has like a mask on. So
it's like pantyhose, isn't it?
It looks so ridiculous.
He's insane. Like, I don't know. Like, we talked about it with Jeff Bezos, but these people post divorce, man. Like these rich people with unlimited access to things. He
probably just asked to be in there, and they're like, sure.
That's what you're gonna say no to Kanye. It's like, it's like the rich person like post divorce like route. It's like the game of life. You either go to space or you run out a football stadium to record an album.
Yeah.
You know, it's
billionaire life.
Yeah, it's like because like. Elon Musk, he didn't get divorced. He's married to Grimes, right?
No, yeah. He has a kid.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Kanye had 3 kids.
4 kids, I thought. You probably know better than I do.
It might be 4. I think he may have had a 4th.
I'm thinking of that picture where he's like they're doing the Flintstones thing and he's dressed as a dinosaur.
I think they did have a baby as well. Yeah.
I love that picture.
I don't know they had too many children at one time for me to care, and I don't care too much about his personal life. I just like the
1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah. That's such a funny picture.
Yeah, if you're watching the glare is weird,
it's the Kanye West in the Flintstones picture with his family.
You think he's actually there?
Dinosaur. I'm guaranteeing you that's him.
Okay. Because I feel like it's like, oh, Daddy couldn't make family pictures, let's put him in the dinosaur.
Let's
put this random dude.
He made that suit years before. He didn't even know he was going to have a family with Kim Kardashian. He was just like,
yep. One day I'm going to need this.
One day, this is going to be important.
Like,
and then
do you think they compromised? Do you think they were like Kim's like, I really want to do a family photo, and he's like, I want to watch the Flintstones. Like, all right, well, let's do our family picture of Flintstones. And he's like, I'm gonna be the dinosaur. It's just like, all right, you can just wear like purple and we'll make it. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear a
nope.
dinosaur costume.
I'm gonna be a dinosaur.
It's like, all right, Kanye. And now the divorce.
If we live in the world where he has that costume a year before, I just imagine Kim coming up to him like, "We need to get family photos," and he's like, "I got the perfect thing.
I got just the outfit, sweetheart. It's gonna look great. I'm gonna be a purple dinosaur. Like, I don't know.
such a wild life. Like, I mean, you kind of have to live that life. If you had that money,
I feel like I wouldn't, man. I feel like I would be so to
How,
myself.
though?
I wouldn't talk to anybody. I mean, I have my family.
yeah, I'd be living in like the middle of Arizona where nobody lives.
Yeah, let's like put me up in
Grand
Montana,
Canyon,
like in
yeah.
a mansion and like a ranch, and
Yeah,
then I'm good.
yeah.
You know?
I have 500-acre ranch. Like,
Now
I
people-
own a state basically.
If I move from the state and you don't hear from me, I'm probably in Montana if you need to find me.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
just start
Montana's
there.
a desirable place
Yeah.
for people that want to not deal with people. So
Yeah, so
if you can make the money to live there.
find me in a
Wow.
ranch up there. No, I don't know. I'm just saying, like I wouldn't be wearing dinosaur costumes and walking around Mercedes-Benz
Yeah,
Stadium with pantyhose around my head. Like
I mean, but
that's not on the top of my list, honestly.
for him, I think it's like for most people it would be like an ego thing.
Yeah.
Like you're just stroking your ego when you're doing stuff like that.
It's because he
But
can,
like,
you know.
yeah. For me, I'd just be doing it to be as dumb as possible, like just to see what people would do, like
Also, like,
how people would react to that.
And who cares what people think of you, honestly?
Yeah,
You're,
who
like,
cares?
Incredibly rich and talented. It's
Yeah.
like whatever, you know.
And if people want to pry into your life, let them. Like, who cares?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, if it gets in the way of things, obviously.
I
that's
mean,
not
he's
good, but-
divorced.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
mean,
you know.
now, he still has a family. I think he's still around.
I like
I don't think. I don't know what the situation is, but
Is he still a Christian? Like,
I think this is still like a Christian gospel album.
I
so.
can imagine him like leaving to go to church and he's wearing that.
Yeah,
like, wear your
dinosaur
Sunday best
suit.
and he's wearing the giant
The
red puffy
pantyhose,
jacket. Yeah. That's like, all right, come as you are, I guess. But,
Okay.
Kanye's an interesting guy. Like I just remember him in like 2008 wearing those like sunglasses with the lines across it.
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And
like,
that
I
was
mean-
like the craziest thing he did. It's like,
Oh,
all right,
so
whoa,
crazy,
Kanye,
yeah.
settle down.
Now he
But-
lives in Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Wearing ridiculous outfits. I hope he's not like gone off the edge. I hope he's okay.
I hope not.
You know?
I know he's had some problems in the past.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Some of them were very questionable and have no motive, but
Yeah.
it's a slippery slope, and that's in his case.
Yeah.
And in Dababy's case,
Oh, transition.
transition.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Dababy recently had some controversy at a concert, I believe.
Yeah. Shouldn't be laughing. He said
Yeah,
some mean things.
I don't know much about it, but I've seen so much on the repercussions of what he said.
Do you know what he said?
I don't know exactly what he said.
For those who don't know at home, I won't say exactly what he said, but he said some disparaging comments about people having HIV/AIDS and how like that's like gonna kill them, and like then he also said like shout out to my like he's like fellas if you ain't suck a blank in the parking lot tonight, fill in those blanks if you want to in the parking lot tonight. Raise your lighter up or something like that. And then he came back like his response was like, no, like I have gay fans and that's cool, but they classy. They ain't sucking anything in the parking lot. It's like, all right.
Yeah, classic. Just it's what Dababy was going to do.
Yeah.
There was no doubt that his life was leading to this moment.
Oh, it's been like a hyper accelerated
Oh, yeah,
crash
yeah.
course, like right up to the top, right down to the bottom, like
I've recently seen a video on how he got to his stardom, and I don't know if you knew this, but he was in a Walmart shooting where a guy came up to him and pulled a gun on him and his family.
Yeah.
And he turned around and shot the guy and
jeez.
killed him. And he got like clout for that, and he was like known as a real,
Yeah.
And-
yeah. I won't say anything.
real rapper.
Yes,
let's say.
that's the word.
And
Different ER word.
okay, and he blew up because of it.
Yeah.
And then now he's in the spotlight, the limelight, and he's been continuing the shenanigans, I'd say, but it's impossible to do that now.
Did you see the thing when he was like taking, or like the kids came up trying to sell him candy, and like he had like $200. So you didn't see this, I'm guessing.
No,
right? Okay,
no.
I'll explain it then. He was in his like big like van, like it was pretty much like a tiny house on wheels. Like it was not an RV, but like it was just this giant van he was in. And he pulls up, and like a common thing I guess in like I don't know wherever he was like these kids are selling candy, and like he said he used to sell candy too, and they were trying to like scam him. Like they were gonna sell him the whole box of candy for like $200 each, so it was like $400. And like I can't blame these kids; they're trying to get theirs. But like he was like, do the math. He's like, how much you normally sell one for? And he's like $2. And he's like, how many are in there? He's like 36. And he's like, what's that math? And they're like, he's like, oh, no, it was 30 was something. It was like $64. He was like total. Yeah. And he's like, so if I buy that whole box, it should be 64, and you're trying to get me to buy it for 200. And you're like, yeah. And he's like, I ain't doing that. So he just bought like one pack from each of them.
Oh my
for
God.
$4. You didn't give them the money. Like he had the money right there. Like he literally had like a stack of like money like this thick, and he was like $4. I was like, that's mean, man. Like teach him a lesson. But, like,
teach him a lesson, but then you still kind of you
help him out. You don't
you're
have to give him $200, but like you can help out these kids. You know.
Oh my God.
What's wrong? Do we not record
the video? Is not recording. That's fine. We're gonna start the video now.
Hello.
Hello. The first bit of the YouTube video just won't have any video.
It'll just be the logo.
Yeah, we'll make it the logo.
Okay. Shout out. Sorry, everyone who watches the YouTube video.
We're going to do a clap real quick. I'm going to cut it out. Thank you. All right.
Are we continuing the podcast like normal?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Sorry. But yeah,
problem.
so he was trying to like teach these kids a lesson, but it just didn't work out. So
yeah, that's despicable in a sense.
Yeah, so he's kind of a mean guy.
Yeah,
like
I do love when people like make fun of him though. Like there was a video similar to that where he was in his car and somebody went up and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "I love your music," and then I think he asked like, "What's your favorite song?" And then he threw out like a Drake song or something.
He
like
said
that.
The Box.
Oh yeah, The Box. Yeah, my Roddy Ricch.
Like,
he just rolled the window.
I love that video.
Yeah,
He's like, "Hey man, I love your stuff." He's like, "Oh yeah, what's your favorite song?" The Box. He's like eating something. He's like, "Shut the F up." And rolls up the window.
Oh my
it was
God.
so funny. And the guy had to know what he was doing. Like,
yeah, that's all-time classic Dababy. And this is not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I think he was very close to getting fully canceled.
Did you see the tweet where it was like the baby's getting canceled, called that the abortion? No,
it
was really a meme, but it made me laugh. I thought it was funny.
There are a lot of really good memes on it. I knew about the situation, didn't know exactly what he said.
Yeah, so I think he's almost there. I mean, like. I think he's probably done for, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he's done for. Yeah, he still has a rap career. Like people are going to listen to him. I think if he makes,
he's not that talented, is the thing.
No, I respect like his talents personally. I don't respect like the music he makes. It's like Toes by Dababy. Mm-hmm. It slaps. Yeah. That's Kenny Beats. Kenny Beats made that song.
Because the beat's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's amazing. And Suge is another good one. Somebody else made that beat, I'm pretty sure. Like it sounds completely different than whatever else he makes. Like his songs go hard sometimes and he does pretty well. His features are pretty good sometimes, like
Dua Lipa.
Oh, Levitate's pretty good. But I was gonna say I think it's Under the Sun Under the Sun by
J. Cole?
Dreamville.
Yeah.
Off the Revenge of the Dreamers album. His feature in that is really good.
I'm trying to remember that.
I think it's Under the Sun.
Probably.
It's one of the Revenge of the Dreamers songs he's on.
I'll take your word for it.
And then I'm trying to think.
He's fine. Yeah. I'm not saying he's bad.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
he's talented-ish, but he's
art as a whole isn't taking an L.
From
Dababy.
From losing him, there is no.
I think we'll recover.
I don't think there's anything in the future that Dababy can do that will prove worthwhile.
We're kind of going opposite. I just noticed this in the video, but now we're recording. We're going opposite with the facial hair. Like I have a thicker mustache and a thinner beard, and you have a thicker beard and a thinner mustache.
My mustache grows so slow.
We like even out.
Yeah, I shave my whole face, and this is literally just like I let it go from there, and I usually never touch my mustache.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't ever do that. I just shave this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just turned out that the mustache is super thin right now.
With our powers combined, we are one normal person.
Yeah, one normal human.
Anamorphs into one person.
We'll Photoshop it. Stands, look directly at the camera.
Okay. We'll
we got that now.
Yeah, that's our new.
That'll be the thumbnail.
That's just our logo now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dababy is getting canceled, and probably fine. You know.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we're losing anything.
Yeah.
In the future, like. The most recent song he made, I don't know if you've seen the memes on it with like the flute.
All his songs have the flute,
they have a
there's,
flute.
There's
and
four
this
notes.
one really relied on the flute. It was literally just a flute. That was it. And it, in my opinion, it sucked. Like it was terrible. And some people liked it, but it's those people will still listen to Baby even after he is terrible. So
half the show is me referencing tweets I see, but there was one where like I think Dababy was calling and he was trying to get a feature with Jay-Z or someone like popular.
I've heard of this.
And he's like, "Yo, Jay-Z ain't recording over that Play School ass beat."
Play School
something like that, and it made me laugh. I was. It's so basic. It's just like 4 flute notes, like doo-doo-doo-doo. I can't do it, but
it's what Future tried to do, and Future got popular for a bit. Future did it first. Future was the first one to do it, and he made it a bit popular. But Dababy kind of took it and went a little bit different a direction and made it popular again. But I don't think he's gonna last anywhere near as long as Future did.
Dababy and the Future should do a combo, and it would be if a Future baby, that'd just be a toddler. So
toddler. That's gonna be their group name. You know, like when
Future Baby.
When Madlib and MF Doom teamed up together and called themselves Villain. Wait, Mad Villainy? Wait, what were they called? Mad Villain. Mad Villain was their group name.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a duo.
Yeah.
Kids See Ghosts, Kanye and Kid Cudi, and Toddlers, Future and Dababy.
Work it out. Anyway, but yeah, that's our wrap talk for this week. Do you want to hit NFL next?
Sure.
All right, let's talk about it. NFL season's starting tonight, kind of, in a sense.
Technically.
Not when you listen to this podcast, but when we're recording. It's the Hall of Fame game, right?
Yeah. Who is it between? It's the
Cowboys,
Super Bowl, right?
Cowboys
or is it
and
Cowboys
the Steelers,
Steelers?
I think, yeah.
I saw the Cowboys Steelers thing, but I always thought it was what's the prerequisite for getting into that game? Isn't there like a specific thing you have to do?
I think it's like the class that's getting inducted is like uses something.
Oh yeah, because Ed Reed was in our game.
Well, he's not playing. But it's like when he got inducted into because I think Jonathan Ogden and Ray
the
Lewis.
Hall of Fame, just to state that we never said the Hall of Fame. So.
Yeah. So, but like I think Troy Polamalu's getting in tonight, and I guess someone from the Cowboys is maybe like, no, Emmitt Smith's probably already in it. T.O.
No, I don't think he's in it. Wait, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so maybe.
No, wait, was he last year?
I don't know. But
I know.
I think
there was a Cowboys receiver.
I think it's something that along those lines where it's like, the two like teams with the biggest names getting in, or like just two teams, because like Calvin Johnson's getting in, and Peyton Manning's getting in. You think
Calvin Johnson, who I was thinking.
I'm excited for that.
That's a huge
I love Calvin Johnson. He's one of my favorite receivers.
For only being in the league for that long and getting into the Hall of Fame is insane.
That's because he was so good. Like, I feel bad for like him and Barry Sanders, being on the Lions.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy how the Lions ruined 2 people like that.
2 of the best people at their position in the history of the league retired early because they couldn't stand playing for these teams anymore. They ruined their outlook on football. That is just sad.
They didn't even attempt to play again. It was that miserable.
It's sad, but
it's terrible. I saw a clip from Pardon My Take when they interviewed Calvin Johnson this week.
Yeah, I listened to that.
I didn't listen to it, but I know he talked about he would come back and coach. And I was like, how do you still love football enough to coach, to want to coach, and you'd be a wide receivers coach, like you would be one of the best in the league, no doubt.
Oh, good.
And you just lost the spark, and it's all thanks to the Lions.
Yeah.
Like, so terrible.
Also, it was his body was a lot broken down too from the interview. What he said, like, so I get that. Like, he was like, I couldn't do it anymore, but PFT from the show offered him He's like, hypothetical, they offer you $40 million to come back to, like, football. The Kansas City Chiefs offer you $40 million to come and play receiver. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
So there's a chance. But I think, I don't know who the entire class is. You scat for a bit while I look that up.
All right. Well, just a background on Calvin Johnson. I had a Calvin Johnson jersey when I was very young, as he left the league, I'm pretty sure. And I lost it very quickly.
I remember you had a Lions jersey. I didn't know it was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, it was a Calvin Johnson jersey. I loved Calvin Johnson.
You and jerseys, you had a bad record with jerseys.
I lost. I burned. I burned a LeBron James jersey. I had a Cavaliers LeBron James jersey when he was like pretty new in the league. I remember I was like 6 or 7, right?
Yeah.
And he was like 2003 or 4.
Yeah, that's when he came in. So you were like, it was like 2006,
when
2007 then. Yeah.
First team on the Cavs. I was like, I like this guy. Got his jersey, and I hate the guy now. Like, I hated the guy once I burned his jersey pretty much. We were standing in the living room, and we had a wood stove that got extremely hot, and I was told not to get near it, but I was near it, had my back to it, by accident, and I just kept leaning against it like this, and never felt the heat, but the jersey was swaying and hitting the front of it, and it burned a, like, black dot on the center of the fireplace, like glass,
Mm-hmm.
and it was there forever. The entire time we had the wood stove, it never came off, and there was a big hole in the back of my LeBron James jersey.
Ugh, so sad.
And then I lost my Calvin Johnson jersey. And then I'm trying to think. I don't think I had any more jerseys until the CJ Mosley one I have now, which
Hopefully.
is kind of falling apart, honestly. Like some of the trim from the wash, I don't think I'm supposed to dry it.
Oh, really?
But I have, yeah. It was an expensive ass jersey for it to fall apart like that. I'm pissed. No, it's fine. And yeah, I'm kind of pissed about that. Plus, CJ Mosley left the year I bought the jersey, so I bought it for a playoff game. One playoff game against the Chargers, we lost, and then he was traded to the Jets, which I'm a little mad about, but I'm still rooting for CJ Mosley. It sucks he hasn't really gotten to play much on the Jets, but he literally is their star on defense, and he's not playing.
Yeah. All right, here's the list. It is guard Alan Vaneka, coach Tom Flores, wide receiver Calvin Johnson, safety John Lynch, quarterback Peyton Manning, contributor Bill Nunn, wide receiver Drew Pearson, and cornerback Charles Woodson. So maybe it is
a pretty good class.
But it's not. I don't know if it's based off the two teams. I figured that's what it was. The Hall of
Charles
Fame.
Woodson. He
was on the Packers, right?
Was he?
I think so.
Now you got to look that up.
Yeah.
Tom Flores, is that Brian Flores' dad?
I don't know.
Because I'm not sure. Brian Flores is the current coach of Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Not sure if his dad is Tom Flores. That'd be kind of cool.
Cool.
I've heard of it. I mean, I heard of the name because I know Brian Flores.
Yeah.
But
I played for
like Brian Flores.
the Raiders, Packers, and Raiders again. Okay, so
well,
yeah. I was right for most of it.
Yeah, you get the point.
Well, congrats to all the Hall of Fame people. But the first game is tonight, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, so Matthew and I, on our own time, we went through, and if you're not familiar, the over-unders in the NFL for win totals have been released, and we went through and we predicted whether we thought a team would have more wins or less wins. So, for example, the Chiefs were predicted to win 12.5, and they're 17 games now. And, you know, we said whether we thought it was going to be over or under. So we wanted to go through and say, like, one or two of our hot takes from these.
Just to go through that one, we said on the Chiefs, Ian over, Matt over. So we both think they're going to win over 12.5
so that means
games.
13-4 or better. So,
and I think it's reasonable. But
let's do for our team, the Ravens. So what would they have?
Well, it's a little biased, I'd imagine, but it's 10.5 is their over, and they're like the fourth best line.
And we both said over, right?
We both said over, which is why I said I think it might be a little biased.
But I mean, to go 11-6,
line.
I mean, I feel like we're a talented team. Again,
we're
biased.
10 and whatever, but 10-7, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it could happen, but
I don't know.
I would want it to happen. It looks like our defense is much better this year, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Also, if we say under, and it's like, cool, we got that right, but then our team sucks. It's like, you know.
I don't want to cheer for the Ravens being bad. That's like fantasy. I don't like picking Ravens players just because
You're double sad.
Yeah, I don't like being double sad, and when I'm double happy, it doesn't really compound.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't get double happy because a player did well on the Ravens.
Exactly. So, but what's your one of your hottest takes on here? I think
I know we talked about this one a lot. Was the Cardinals?
Yeah.
That one. So the Cardinals are at 8. They're which is an odd line. I don't like the whole number.
Numbers, yeah.
Whole number lines, because what if they get 8 wins? You know, it's dumb. But in this case, there's no chance they get 8 wins. They are getting much more than 8 wins, in my opinion. Ian is the complete opposite. We think the division is literally flipped in our minds.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, it's the best division, so it should be that controversial.
So the NFC West, what's your order?
It'd be Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers.
Yeah, mine's Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals. So not exactly flip, but pretty much.
Seahawks are still in the same spot.
Yeah.
Tough look, Seahawks. You're going to need to step it up this year.
Yeah, third place. I mean, I think 3 teams can make the playoffs from that division. That's a good division.
Oh, yeah. I think the Seahawks might honestly be the worst team in that division now. Depending on how
they could be, honestly.
49ers quarterback Zach Wilson? Is it Zach Wilson?
No,
that's the Jets.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
Could be Jimmy G.
But Jimmy G could get traded. Jimmy G could. There's so much that could happen with the 49ers. I can't put them any higher than they really are.
That's fair.
Maybe third, because the Seahawks might go fourth.
Yeah.
they are losing people, and they're not getting people
Their
back.
defense is not that good.
Nope.
And neither is their offensive line.
All they have is stars. Like stars on quarterback and wide receiver. Good running back. Chris Carson's good. But he was injured last year a lot,
Yeah.
if I remember.
And Rashad Penny, their second string, is not that good.
Yeah, and Chris Carson didn't do great when he was in anyway.
Mm.
I remember the fantasy points not being great for him. So they don't look good at all.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, no chance this year, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Did I give him an over and under?
You gave him over.
Okay, no, I gave him under. Seahawks at the top.
Oh,
9.5. Yeah.
Start them at the Cardinals. I'm
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
no.
that's what we were just talking about.
I see.
Mine is the Eagles, my hot take. I don't even think that's that hot of a take. But where I'm going is, so they're valued at 6.5 wins. And I have the way under on them. I could see them being I could see them being the worst team in the league. I know if the Texans didn't exist, it'd probably be like a lock for me. But I think the Texans could definitely be the worst.
Yeah.
But I think the Eagles are going to be garbage this year. I know we have some Eagles fans that listen to this, so sorry, but I just.
Listen, it doesn't look good. There's nothing I can say that'll change your mind. But
Yeah.
You have to know it looks bad.
Yeah, like I think they know
Philadelphia
too.
sports are not going in the right direction.
Oh, the Sixers, they're going to trade for Ben Simmons.
I heard the Phillies had a chance, but it's over now.
Don't know anything about the Phillies.
I think
and the
last
Flyers.
year they had a chance at the World Series and blew it, and they're done. If I remember, I don't watch baseball. But
good news about the Flyers is they usually change from bad one year to good the next year, and they have expectations flip. It's like, oh, they're going to suck
the Flyers
this year.
Or did I say the Phillies? Okay, I was making sure. I'm like,
no, you're good.
Okay, but yeah, the Flyers, hockey could be anybody any year. So
I think the Eagles are not going to be good though, and there's talk that they're going to trade for Deshaun Watson, which would obviously make them better if he plays. I don't think he's going to play because having like 25 women have allegations against you.
Yeah, his situation
really
is bad.
And I'm not going to speak on either side, but I think trading for him is going to cost. Like they said, they still want 3 first-round picks. You're just hemorrhaging your future for this wild bet that could.
Yeah. Plus, you just drafted what's his face? What's his quarterback?
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You just drafted him. He looks fine. He doesn't look like he looks like a Carson Wentz again. Like you got the same guy.
I mean,
just different.
A year ago, if it's like Jalen Hurts and 3 first-round picks and like a second-round pick maybe for Deshaun Watson, you'd say yes quicker than anything.
Oh yeah.
But knowing what we know now, like. It's like buy low on it's Deshaun Watson, but like you're buying low on like blockbuster stocks. Just don't do that.
Yeah,
so
you don't know if that's gonna even like work. You don't even. It's like buying a car that's $50,000 because of the sentimental value, but doesn't. You don't know if the engine will start. You just buy it.
And you don't have that sentimental value.
Yeah.
The person who's selling it. Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
What's it called? It's like, it's not sentimental. It's something else where like the value is held because it has history.
No, I don't know. Anyway, I think they're going to be garbage, and I think if they trade for Deshaun Watson, it's going to be even worse because he's probably going to get suspended by the commissioner on like the commissioner exempt list.
I think
they're going to be paying like $40. I think you have to pay him still for that, but you're going to be paying $40 million for a quarterback who's going to be suspended, and then you lose Jalen Hurts probably because they're going to want Jalen Hurts and 3 first-round picks.
Jalen Hurts isn't going to want to be there either.
I think that would be.
Imagine.
I think
his situation sucks. I feel so bad.
Yeah, I just think they're gonna be bad. So that's my hot take. That like they're not just gonna go under 6.5. They're probably gonna. I think they're gonna win like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah,
so
that's fair. I mean, I think they're. What did I say? I think it's over for them. I hold hope if they start not Justin Fields. I was just thinking about Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I hold hope if they start Jalen Hurts. I think they can go over, but. If they do anything dumb like they did at the end of last year, like when they threw the game by pulling Jalen Hurts.
I got some Devontae Smith, though.
I'm excited for that, honestly, but he got hurt.
Yes.
So he's out indefinitely. There's no telling if he's even going to play this year. So it's honestly like the season. We have a lot of injuries, the Ravens, that are kind of terrifying.
Marquise Brown's hurt. Like
who else? There was another wide receiver, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't. Rashad Bateman went off the sideline. But
he's
fine,
back in.
I don't think it's. I think it's like Lamar has COVID. Like
Lamar has COVID.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's why I'm saying our defense looks good. Cause
I hope it does. Yeah.
Odafe.
Yeah. I heard he's blowing off the edge.
I heard he's great against Villanueva. He's blowing him out, which is great. And veteran versus.
It's weird. It's weird. Rooting against, like, you're like, oh yeah, good job, but you're also like, that's the
they're
like,
going
against our
wait
team,
a sec, we just acquired Villanueva for probably a lot. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was like $8 million.
Yeah, he probably takes a decent chunk out of our cap.
I think it's $4 million.
And if a guy we just drafted is blowing through him, I like it, but
did you see Rashad Bateman catch that touchdown pass?
Yeah, against
Marlon Humphrey. Like, let's go, and then you're like, wait, but Marlon's got blown by. You're like, can that happen?
I would probably guess that Marlon probably wasn't trying too hard.
Yeah. It was still cool though.
Oh yeah. Like it's nice to see that the new acquires. Like apparently Sammy Watkins is doing well. Apparently Rashad Bateman's doing well. Apparently Odafe is doing well.
Yeah.
So it's good to see.
Yes, exactly.
But our now older players who were recently rookies now need to step up.
Do you want to do 2 more over-unders, or do you want to do 2 pieces of NFL news that we can talk about? Aaron Rodgers and Colts.
Okay, the Colts are weird.
Do you want to talk about over-under, because we got to get off the NFL soon?
We'll do the Colts and 1 over-under.
Okay.
You can do an over-under.
All right, let's talk about the Colts. Well, Aaron Rodgers is back on the Packers, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I figured it was a small one, in my opinion.
The Colts, though, they are... Carson Wentz has injured his foot. He's out 5 to 12 weeks. And Quentin Nelson has also injured his foot in a very similar place, but that was because of like a pre-existing thing. He had some bone spur that he had since birth that just now started affecting him. But he's out 5 to 12 weeks too, and that's their all-pro guard if you weren't aware.
Yeah.
So they are out. Their starting quarterback and best offensive lineman, and also their center is hurt too, and he's out I think for a bit longer. So they are in trouble. My main question is, do you think they should trade for a quarterback? And if so, who would you want to see them trade for?
It's tough.
I have 3 big options.
It was supposed to be a year where they actually did something.
Yeah.
But now they really can't, and they've traded away a couple people, and they've kind of lost, like you said, they lost 2 people that are huge.
All this being said, the way the Colts have come back from Andrew Luck retiring like a month before that season started is incredible.
It's fair, yeah.
Like that is
they've stayed
crazy.
Good. Like
make the playoffs, almost beat the Bills last year with like Phillip Rivers, and like they're trying with Carson Wentz.
It just doesn't seem like it's gonna last. Is the only problem.
But like considering if Lamar Jackson retired tomorrow, like the Ravens would probably be screwed. Tyler Huntley's their starting quarterback tomorrow, or Trace McSorley.
Yeah. Probably Tyler Huntley, honestly.
So
which I like Tyler Huntley. I love underdog stories, but not when they're on my team.
Exactly. So, but I'm just saying, like, good job on the Colts, but they're still screwed. Should they trade for a quarterback?
I think they should.
Right now, Jacob Eason is their starting quarterback, and Carson Wentz could be back anywhere from week 1 to week 7.
Yeah.
So and they have a hard schedule. It's like the Ravens,
the first 5
I
weeks
think
were
the
terrible.
Seahawks. Very tough team. Miami, I think's in there. So.
It was like a combined record of like 42-10 or something last year.
Games they could win, like maybe they probably win like half of them normally, but now they're not going to win any of those without those 2 players. Those 3 players,
really,
actually.
Yeah. There's just too much gone for them to win games. They're not going to win any of them if they start like that. I think they might eke out one against like the Seahawks if they are playing the Seahawks. But I think they do need to get a quarterback. And
who do you think they should trade for?
It needs to be somebody trash that they can get rid of and sit, because they're probably going to want a Carson Wentz back.
Well, then why trade for a quarterback at all? Just keep Jacob Eason in there and keep your draft capital.
But then you're just throwing games.
So
why not acquire like a Mitch Trubisky?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you can't
he's
get.
Not good.
You're not going to trade for like Tom Brady.
No.
But you got to trade
Jimmy
for
Garoppolo. Like I mean.
Yeah, okay. So my big 3 are. Mitch Trubisky might be fine, but my big 3 I think they should trade for are Marcus Mariota, the backup on the Raiders, who used to start for the Texans, Jimmy G, because Trey Lance is probably going to start on the Niners, but that would probably cost the most. And my third option, which I think is the best fit and the best option for them, but it just won't work, is
Andy Dalton. Oh.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Gardner Minshew.
But he's on the Jaguars, which is in division. So.
Yeah, I think he'd suck on the Colts, honestly.
I don't
Gardner
think
Minshew. So. I don't want to, flame him, but he didn't do well last year.
On the Jaguars, Matthew. With an all-pro, with a great offensive line, decent weapons.
I think the Gardner Minshew, you're going far back enough to argue the Jacob Eason thing. Like, just keep the dude in.
if I can get Gardner Minshew for a second-round pick instead of starting Jacob Eason, and you've seen Gardner Minshew do well in terrible circumstances, I think Gardner Minshew's the best option for them.
I think he's
the only
good.
tough thing is that he's in the division. I think if he's in a different division,
I think
even a
Marcus
different conference.
Mariota is really good too. I think that's honestly a better one because he's not going anywhere on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like Derek Carr is not going to be sat, and unless he's injured, and then they might want.
Marcus Mariota is the most realistic one, I think.
Yeah, I think Mitch Trubisky is also a realistic option, but he's not great. So Jameis Winston's also could be, or
Jameis Winston's starting, baby.
Yeah, if he's starting, then no, there's no way.
And Taysom Hill also makes like $140 million.
Yeah, you can't really take him. So like.
They have cap space, but that's stupid to take Taysom Hill.
Yeah, plus that's also in division. I forgot about that.
No, it's not.
It's not?
They're in
Saints
a different conference.
They are, yeah.
They're both in the South.
So. I get both of those divisions mixed up because they're always so like average, below average.
Yeah.
There's never like the Falcons suck.
There's a year when the Falcons, Saints, and Panthers all made the playoffs. That was
but
2018, I think.
I guess it's more that I hate the teams.
I like those. I like all the teams in there.
I that's like my least favorite division. I think the next least is probably the NFC East.
All right, we'll do our power rankings of divisions next week. Let's just keep on the Colts though. So do you think they should
yes,
trade anything for Mariota?
But like a below average quarterback.
I think if you can get Minshew, you get Minshew. So all right, well that's the Colts news. Do you want to? Is there any other over under? It doesn't even have to be one that's a hot take, but one that you feel very strongly about. That like if you would bet money on, it's like this is the one I'm betting money on.
That's tough.
Yeah, I'll keep. I don't have one.
If you have one at all.
I'm gonna talk a little bit more. I
want to look at one that's like split.
Mm-hmm. But with the Aaron Rodgers news, I just think it's good that he's coming back because I think he's gone next year though. I just think the Packers were screwed otherwise with Jordan Love starting, so it's good news overall for the Packers. Good news for Devontae Adams, and I think they're a very talented team with him. So
you got
your team.
Riff on that for a bit. I think they will do well this year. The Packers.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the Chargers. I don't know much. I don't follow the Chargers at all, but I know their team a little bit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find one that we were split on. And you said over, I said under. The line is 9 games.
That's good. Okay.
So it's a tough one for me just because Justin Herbert looks great. Seeing that clip of him launch the ball on the move
was insane.
It's an insane pass. Like
it was
all-time Justin Herbert clip for him.
All-time clip. Like he was probably like 65 yards. He threw the ball like 75 yards, I think, on the run off his back foot.
Yeah, back foot. It literally looked like he threw the ball normally.
Yeah, it like launched like. Yeah. It didn't make sense.
Standing still, like full form, just launched it.
It was funny because the receiver and the safety, I think that was covering the receiver, they both stopped. They're like, it's not going further than this. Yeah. And then they both like realized it was going to go further.
Running,
and the receiver made the catch. So it was a beautiful throw though. So you have under. Why do you have under on them?
I think the team itself needs work. Okay. I think they have pieces, but they don't have the puzzle. If that's a quote.
I kind of like that.
I mean, I think it makes sense. It's very like base level, like water level type thing. Like, but they don't have the pieces, but they don't have the puzzle. So
like built, like they don't have the entire puzzle built. What
you're saying, or they have like what the Seahawks have is they have their offense built.
Yeah.
What the Chargers have is they have like spots filled in the roster.
I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to make it work.
Yeah, there's no depth. That's really the biggest thing.
Okay, so if there's one injury, it's like over. You're saying?
Yeah, like if they lose, if they lose Justin Herbert, it's over. But
I mean, you can say if Mahomes goes down, I change my mind about the Chiefs.
If they lose like pretty much any star on their team, they're pretty much done.
Yeah,
like their defense isn't that great. Like they're fine, but they're not that great.
Yeah, like Joey Bosa.
Yeah, but if they lose him.
Yeah, and
it's like if the Texans lost T.J. Watt, which they did, but J.J. Watt, yeah. So now there's too many that are good.
I mean, I think that's a stupid thing to argue. I get the depth thing, but I mean, like any team that suffers from injuries, they're gonna like. I mean.
Yeah, but it's more like even if they were fully healthy, I don't think they have the depth to play.
Okay.
I think they're missing too many spots.
I think if they're perfectly healthy, which is also not a great thing to assume, they win like 11 games. Like they have a good talent. They have what's his name. Mike Williams. What's their Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Two really good receivers.
Do they have Austin Eckler still?
Yeah. Justin Herbert. They improved their offensive line. They got what's his name from the Packers? Corey Linsley, maybe? That might be wrong. They got
linemen's names are hard sometimes.
They got the starting center from the Packers, which is good news, and I think they also got somebody else, which was their biggest problem last year. Their line sucked, so I think
they're fixing things, but it's not.
Justin
not the
Herbert was insane behind that line that sucked. I think getting him a solid line, more time to think. I think he'll be a lot better. I think I don't know if they got a better tight end is my thing. And the thing about young quarterbacks loving tight ends, but I think Justin Herbert.
They lost Hunter Henry, right?
They did. He went to the Patriots.
So they're tight endless basically.
Hunter Henry was always injured. That's kind of hard to be like. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't acquire him for like over $5 million. I don't think it was a very small deal for Hunter Henry.
Yeah. So I think that they're going to be a lot better than they were last year, but I just don't know if. I think they'll be fine. But like you said, a big injury kind of derails them. So.
I think it's a good line. I don't think I'm far off of the 9 wins. I think it's probably like 8 or 9. Honestly, it might tie.
Oh, they got Jared Cook from the Saints. That's a good signing. I like that.
That's good. I like Jared Cook. Jared Cook was like a really good tight end for the Saints. Was he their number 1?
Yeah, I think so. That's a good
Then
signing.
who's the Saints' number 1 now?
I don't care.
Man, well, I do care. Jameis has got to have somebody.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is their starting. Honestly, he probably is number 1 on the depth chart. If you look that up.
That's upsetting. So
you don't pay him that much to not be
Does
number
that
1
Swiss Army knife?
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that the Chargers will be good. I love Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Kenneth Murray is a good young star.
Kenneth Murray didn't do great in his
But
first year,
also
though.
they had injuries, I think, to Joey Bosa and Derwin James. So if it happens again, a lot was on like the playmakers. They lost Melvin Ingram, which is a big loss. But
I think 9 is a good line, in my opinion.
I think they're definitely gonna. It's a tough.
I can see them literally being like powerhouse. I could see it being their year, but I think it's one
The tough
more.
thing is you kind of have to pencil in 2 losses to the Chiefs, like.
Yeah.
So that it's instantly like, will they win 10 to 15 games? Because the line is 9. It's not 9.5 or 8.5.
Oh yeah. They gotta.
So they have to win 10, and it's like I could see them pushing, but I didn't say that. I said over. So I think it's just asking, will they win 10 of their other 15 games? I think they can win every other division game, go 4-2 in the division, and then I keep like simplifying this, but then it's like, all right, can you win? How many out of 11? It doesn't matter. 6 out of 11 games. There you go. And can you win half your games out of the division? Over half your games out of the division. It's like, I think they can.
I think they can too. Like I said,
I just love Justin Herbert.
My take is I think I can see them doing it this year, but I think it needs one more.
Do you hear Joe Burrow's kind of not looking good? Like he's kind of got the shakes.
He's getting messed up.
Yeah, mentally he's like scared of his knee, like still apparently. So that's. I mean,
I want him to do well.
Yeah, I feel bad.
I'm telling you, I have the Bengals on the over there. I was gonna choose them to talk about.
I have them on the under.
You have them on the under. I know. We talked about this because I've been hot on the Bengals every year, even though they're in our division. I want them to do well.
I love the receiver room. Jamar Chase.
That's gonna be
T.
fun.
Higgins. Do they still have what's his name?
The
fast guy.
Ross the third.
They have that one guy who. Auden Tate, I love Auden Tate.
I know of him.
He was making catches against us last year that I was like, Auden Tate's gonna be good, but he's like
John Ross is the one I was thinking about. He's quick
fast.
one.
Yeah. So I like their receiver room. I like their safety. Jesse Bates, I believe is his name.
I don't know much about their defense, but
it's not good outside of Jesse Bates.
But, I mean, they're not gonna.
I think it's him. But anyway. I think they're gonna go under 6.5. But that should be enough for NFL talk, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got one more thing you want to talk about, or we done ski?
No, I think unless you wanted to talk about, the Green Knight, we're gonna talk about a movie that we saw Saturday, that honestly I had no idea existed, until Ian mentioned it Friday, the day before, and I looked at the trailer. I had no idea what happened, at all. I just blanked pretty much. I was like, okay, I'll go see it. Like, It can't hurt. Like normally I hate fantasy genre movies.
Oh yeah.
I will say like Game of Thrones. I hate Lord of the Rings. Honestly, I've seen bits and pieces. I really don't like it.
Lord of the Rings.
So I know that's sacrilege to say for a lot of people, but
do you want to talk about what it's about real quick, or do you?
Yeah.
So it's a movie starring Dev Patel, and he is
amazing.
He is he is amazing. He's the nephew of King Arthur, like that King Arthur, the one that's like Knights of the Round Table and all that. And he doesn't have a son in this, so he's next in line for the throne, but he hasn't done anything. Then this Green Knight creature comes in. He's basically like Groot, but he's like a knight. And he like poses this challenge. He's like, and this is all in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything yet. Yeah. And he's like, I'm challenging someone here. Whatever blow they land on me, I shall land back in 1 year's time. So Dev Patel goes up there, cuts his head off
because he thinks he figured it out.
Yeah, and he's like, he's gonna die. Then he gets back up, he picks up his head, and he's like, 1 year. Then he leaves, and now so Dev Patel has to go back in a year, travel throughout the land, face obstacles, and then go to the Green Knight, return his axe, and get the same blow that he did back to him. So that's the movie.
It's a weird premise for a movie that's 2.5 hours long.
It's only 2 hours long, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
you thought it was long. You thought it
says
felt
2
like
hours
longer.
10 minutes on the thing.
Yeah, but that's end credit scene. Like.
Does it count that? I thought it was just runtime.
No, it counts the end credits too.
Okay. So 2 hour movie, but it's still long. Like it feels long too. For that simple of a plot point to be what it is, it turned out to be amazing.
It's really good. We won't get into spoilers yet. We'll tell you when we start spoiling stuff for those of you that want to see it. So but it's very good. I love it because it's very focused. It knows what it is. It's got this theme that it's centered around, and the entire movie goes about the character's challenge of overcoming that theme. Yeah,
it's a really good hero's journey. Representation. So,
and for I won't spoil that because that's kind of spoiling.
Yeah.
You want to get into spoilers now? I don't want to.
I think I think we should
Let's
give
wrap
our
up.
recommendation. Yeah, and
Let's
then
wrap it up. So I think it's about a 9 out of 10. If you like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess like fantasy type movies,
honestly,
but it's not even that much.
I hate fantasy type movies. That's what I was kind of getting along with in the beginning.
Yeah.
I hate fantasy type movies. I only liked Game of Thrones until the last season, really.
Fair.
And this movie, I was like, I have no expectations. This is going to just be a movie I'm sitting here and watching for 2 hours. Like, it'll take me wherever it takes me, and it takes you on a ride.
Yeah.
A wild ride. Like, in my head, all I was saying the entire time to describe it was just wild. Like, that's it. It's nothing else.
Yeah, and you don't know you never expect what's coming next, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's so good. So I'd give it like a, if we're going decimals, which I gave my favorite movie Whiplash a 9.7, I'd give this a 9.5. So it is one of my favorite movies, probably ever. I do want to go see it again.
Yeah, it's my favorite of the year.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go see it again.
So good. Yeah, I'll go see it again with you, and we'll just sit down.
I want to show it to Emma. So
yeah.
Spoiler talk.
Yeah. Let's get into the spoilers. So can you write this timestamp down as well? Cause
yeah, exactly.
I want to separate.
Say bye to people that are leaving if they want to get spoiled.
Yeah. All right. We thank you guys for joining us. If you don't want to get spoiled by the Green Knight, we're going to talk about it a little bit more, probably only like 10, 15 more minutes. So we thank you for listening. Again, check us on our socials at Instagram, The Brothers Whimm, Twitter, The Brothers Whimm, or Brothers Whimm, sorry, just Brothers Whimm, YouTube, The Brothers Whimm Podcast. Email us at brotherswhimm@gmail.com. And thank you for watching. Now we'll get right into the spoilers.
Yeah, so the entire movie is centered around Dev Patel, and he's very cowardly. His whole thing is that he's, and like, not cowardly in the way of like the Cowardly Lion, but like he strays away from battle. He's like doesn't really want to take the hard way through anything. Like he doesn't even want to go on this journey the entire time.
I watched something last night. I watched more on it because I watched Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, is that? Well. Did you see Blade Runner 1?
No, but I want to because I watched an explanation on it and it explained some of the things from the original Blade Runner. I'm like, I want to watch that now. Like,
is it okay? We should watch Blade Runner together, and then I'll watch Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm gonna watch that. Cool.
I'd watch Blade Runner 2049 again as well.
All right, then let's do that. Anyway, back to you. Talk about what you're talking about. Though.
But somebody compared those two movies. It was a great comparison. But I went back and I wanted to watch more reviews on The Green Knight because I remembered all the things in The Green Knight.
Yeah.
And somebody brought up the fact that he really doesn't know what honor is.
Yeah.
But he's seeking it out. So the entire movie is him never figuring out what honor is, and you don't know if he ever really does.
Yeah, I think he thinks honor is just like telling stories. Like he was like thinking of all the stories that the knights around him could tell, and like all of that.
And it's all formulated by his mother in a theory, but really it's concrete when you start looking at things. It is very much his mother is there the entire time,
and she's the one doing
his
this
mom's.
for him.
I guarantee his mom is the fox. That's like a reach.
Yeah.
His mom is there when the blinded lady in the mansion. That's definitely.
So let's start, because these are people that probably haven't seen maybe not have seen the movie, but don't care that much.
Okay, that's fair.
His mom most likely created the Green Knight, right?
Yeah,
it looks like that.
It was very suggestive. It's the same letter.
She's like a witch, kind of like some sorcerer, and I guess him and her. Is it his sisters? Or those the people, or just her fellow sorcerers?
Yeah, they never described them. I think it was fellow witches.
They're her homies, and they probably make the Green Knight.
Yeah,
because she makes the letter, she brings it in. It was
entirely suggested that she made the Green Knight. There was nothing else that said, the Green Knight just came.
And this whole like journey to gain honor and prepare, I think it was more to prepare him for being the king, because like she's like, my son is hanging out in brothels and not going to church. He's not a godly man. Like he needs to have something, and he completely lacks honor. So we're gonna set this quest for him and make him go out and try to get honor, right?
Yeah. It's definitely it's a trip for honor. Like she made it so that he could gain honor, but he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what honor is. Like in the mansion, and we're skipping again back to the mansion. Sorry, but the guy asked him like what he wants, and he says honor, and the guy asked him what honor is, and he just says like honor, like he wants it. That's all he says. He doesn't give an actual response. And then
and it's just like blind like journey for something he doesn't know what he wants. Like he's just like, I know what it is or what I want, I just don't know what it is. And you could tell that as he goes throughout. He's not an honorable person. Like there's this one quest where he's like with this woman and like she's a ghost, but he has to like retrieve her head from the water. And he's like, well, what do I get for it? And she's like, why would you ask me that? Because a knight wouldn't do that. A knight would be like, yes, let me do that for you, because they're supposed to serve, they're supposed to be noble and honorable. And he is none of these things. Like he is like tries to sleep with the guy whose house he stays at in the mansion. Tries to sleep with his wife, assumed wife. You know, they never really say it. Mistress.
We'll say mistress.
But he tries to sleep with her. Yeah. Well, he doesn't even know the standing. You could assume that they're married because it's a man and a woman in a house with
later
an old woman.
Later you find out they're not.
Yeah.
But, or they may be, and it might be something. Yeah.
But he like. Basically, like, I mean, they fool around, I guess you could say, and then like she's like, you have no honor. Like, it's just he is such a coward and like does not know what he wants.
And he gets the belt back, which is honestly like the easiest way to show, you know, what he's going through. And
the belt is basically, if you haven't seen the movie, it protects him from being slain. As long as it was given to his mother originally, he lost it, he got it back, and it's this thing that's like, if you wear this belt, you cannot be slain.
Yeah, you cannot take a blow.
Yeah,
is what they say.
A killing blow, right?
A killing.
Maybe a blow.
I think it's a killing blow.
So you see him throughout the movie, towards the end, never taking it off. Like he has sex and he doesn't take it off. Like he just always keeps it on because he's terrified of getting killed at any moment.
You don't explain what happens before.
I guess you're right. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you take it from there.
It's hard to do movie reviews like this. Like I was watching people do it, and you could tell it's scripted and they have like a planned structure, so it's hard to get in a full movie review in this time. That's why, you know, the spoiler section might not be the best for somebody who hasn't seen it. But essentially, Gawain gets to the Green Knight's castle, cathedral, whatever it's called.
The Green Cathedral.
Yeah, and he bows down to the Green Knight, and he essentially gets up and runs away. He is a coward. He doesn't have honor. He gets up and runs away.
He was going to get slain. He was going to get the blow back, and he was going to get his head cut off.
Ready to get the blow back, and he knew it was going to be his head cut off because that's what the game entitled.
Yeah.
Instead, he runs away, and we see his life continue to spiral out of control.
Actually, you'd think it's in control, right? Like, so at first, it's like he comes back, he gets knighted, and like it's like cool. That's what he wanted. He wanted honor. Like in his mind, that's in control, right?
In his mind, it might be in control, but it's like out of control.
Yes,
like 100%.
I just wanted to say good things happen, so let's go through them.
Yeah, I think he still knows, like, the emotion he shows during that sequence, he pretty much knows, like, he didn't earn this.
Who's he? King Arthur?
Gawain. When he gets the kingship, he knows. That's what I was saying.
Okay. I was saying it's still good things, though. His life is going up in terms of, like, status.
Yeah, in what he gets, he gets it from fake honor. But he knows that, and but he really doesn't care at that point. He's still the same cowardly guy until the end of it.
Yeah.
When he takes off the belt, when his castle is getting sieged, and his head gets lopped off from the spell that I guess the Green Knight put on him.
Yes.
And then
not the ending yet.
The biggest twist, honestly, the best ending to a movie I've seen in a while.
Not old?
Old had a swing and a miss in my opinion.
Anyway.
But great twist. It instantly, once his head gets lopped off, teleports you back to when he's at the Green Knight's chapel. Is it chapel?
Cathedral,
yeah. I keep saying different words.
It's fine. It's the same idea.
Doesn't matter. It teleports you back to the chapel, and he goes through all those emotions, and he takes off the belt to be an honorable man. And then...
Because he sees the life he's going to live if he runs away, which is a life without honor. Yeah. And everything is terrible.
Yeah, all of those events never happen, in my mind.
His son dies in war because of his cowardly planning. Yeah. Like, he loses his castle because he's too much of a coward to go out there and fight. Like, he's hiding with the women in the castle.
His woman he loved births his child, and he abandons her and takes the child. And
marries a noble woman.
And has a daughter.
So he basically he sees this life that he would live if he ran away right now.
Yes.
And he realizes, like, this is no life to live. A life without... He realizes what honor is in that moment. He's like, this is not it. So he takes off the belt that would protect him before the Green Knight's going to cut his head off. And he's like, okay, now I'm ready.
Yeah, and the Green Knight congratulates him and then says, now off with your head. And he lifts the axe up and the movie ends.
No, he does the thing with his finger.
He does that.
The Green Knight comes up and he goes, off with your head. And he, like... does this little like fake cut on his neck, but it doesn't actually cut his head off. But it could, you know.
But no, he gets up and he starts to do the axe swing.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
I'm almost certain he does do.
Okay, you've been watching more stuff than me. I could have sworn he didn't do that.
Yeah, because the question is does he die? Does he die in that moment, or does the Green Knight spare him?
Gotcha.
Because it puts it in the perfect spot to where, like, okay, it looks like he's going to kill him, but maybe he doesn't because he's honorable.
Gotcha. Okay, then I must have forgotten that part.
Do you take it literally? Do you not take it literally? And that's where the twist is. So
it was a great movie.
Amazing. Yeah.
I really, even if you listen to these spoilers, we didn't do it well. But
no, we did not.
You still would love it if you went to go see it without.
Oh yeah. It seems it's a super slow movie that. Honestly,
it's not super slow. It's a little slow. It could be faster.
It's beyond slow, in my opinion.
Have you seen The Revenant?
No.
Okay, then there you go.
Blade Runner 2049 is slow though. That's actually 2.5 hours.
The Revenant is about 3.5 hours of establishing shots of Montana. It like half of that. I mean,
hey, I do like those movies, the slow movies, just because of how beautiful they normally are. This movie was beautiful. Blade Runner 2049 was beautiful in its own way. I'm sure The Revenant is beautiful as well.
It is.
Yeah.
I would never watch it again, but you can never call a movie slow again once you see that movie.
That's
Sorry
fair.
For anyone that loves.
I've never seen it, but I might watch it then.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably call it here because it's getting a little bit late.
Yeah.
So.
Either way, we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate all your patronage, all your listenership. You can follow us at Instagram and Twitter at Whimm. You can email us at gmail.com or at brotherswhim@gmail.com. YouTube, the Brothers Whimm podcast. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button.
All the good things.
We thank you for your listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.